Welcome to the locker, season 4, episode 9. I'm your man, A. White. I ain't in the locker still. I'm at the crib, as you can see. Along with my man V Styles, who's safe and sound in the locker. He's in the Louisiana wing, so a little different stretches far, man. It's like the Underground Railroad, which was made famous by Harriet Tubman, who was the inventor of the bathtub, I was told. Welcome to the locker, man.
No, I'm in the locker.
Giggling Van House.
I'm in the locker. I am always in the locker. I just cleaned the cold and hot tub. The locker room's been getting renovated because of the moisture down here in the south. So some algae's building up. So we're gonna get a new paint job, kind of mildewy in here, but it's just locker, man. It is what it is.
I'm gonna start the show off with this. This best be my theme for the next 14 months until my next birthday, to my 47th birthday. We had a debate, and I know me and you and I probably agree a whole lot. NIL and transfer portal is going to ruin college sports unless we go to the power three conferences expanding and making their own league, and NCAA just become Jackson State, Akron, Memphis.
Louisville.
Yeah. So speaking of which, USM Cat fan is right owner Jada Walker. She said she's entering the portal. And with the girls basketball, and also we got to throw Kenny Payne in this too, because I was reading that everybody want Kenny Payne going after one season. But is the attrition that Kyra going through, is this something to worry about, or is there always some attrition when a coaching change comes up?
Look, I defended Kyra, Miss Elsie, from day one, because to me, it's her situation was a little unfair for her. All right. So the Drana Edward leaving, the Treasure Hunt leaving, some of those individuals leaving were not 100% her recruits. But when Kennedy Cambridge left, which I've heard that her sister is the true baller. She's got a younger sister that I've looked into, and she's a baller. Still losing her after thinking about it, she didn't contribute that much. And we still got Jenkins, and we still had Jada, and we got Russell from South Carolina. Like, I'm thinking that team next year with Jada Walker, with Russell, with Jenkins, with Petty, with now my old head, the girl who had the heart condition, who is a true SEC big potentially. I thought that team would be a real good starting five. But when you're losing a girl who fits the identity of the coach, you lose a girl who was a starter pretty much our first 2 years. Losing a girl who's, as you remember last year, to me, was the only effort girl on the team. And she was a true freshman. She epitomized to me what Kyra wants and what Pat Summitt would have wanted, who coached Kyra Elsie. Just a true dog. Motor, goes hard, 100%, no matter what the score is. To lose a starter and could be in many instances be your best player on the team. It's not the equivalent, but if we would have lost Ryan Howard last year, her senior year, people would be like, oh my God, we got to fire her, right? you kind of got the same situation. You just losing your point guard, the leader of your team, the best example of what you want out of your team, and losing her when you have depended on her the last 2 years from a freshman to sophomore year, there's a disconnect there. I can't defend that. I can defend losing some of the other players she lost. I can't defend that.
Well, what's the odds that you think Cambridge and Walker are roommates?
Good question. I would say not.
Oh, guard.
I would say probably Jenkins and Cambridge are roommates because they're both freshmen.
Sometimes, no, I'm not saying house freshman. I mean travel freshman.
Oh,
I mean
travel
roommate.
I would still.
But you want them with somebody who can mentor them a little bit as well, even when they're younger.
I would still think you would probably, if you have someone, remember with Jada that's not in her class, it'll probably be Cassie Rowe, because they're both point guards.
Cobby Cobb says Kyra was thrown into a bad situation with the timing. Yeah, the timing was terrible last year.
Oh, it was horrible.
Seems to have struggled.
Horrible.
Culture adjusted to her style. And you may have to go through a couple people to get your style. But here is what I led the show off with. And one day you're going to sit around and it's going to start coming up in the local media, whatever. Not so much national. It's going to be a national, but we won't know about it because we don't have the inside scoop. You got the inside scoop in Louisiana on a lot of schools. But when I say NIL and portal is going to change college basketball, when you talking about getting somebody to fit your system, fit your system.
But Anthony, all honesty. So are you saying that NIL is the reason why Cambridge and Jada Walker left?
No.
Okay.
I ain't saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. I think there's a part of, and we had James Posey on here, world champion coach, and Coach LeBron James, like was LeBron James Coach Kyrie, so he coached some personality. It's kind of the point that I want you to do this. If you make me too unhappy, I'm taking my ball and going home.
Yeah.
Not so much the NIL. If you good enough, the NIL is going to make the coach not be able to say anything to you.
Right. I got
because you. I make more than you, the whole NFL thing.
Right.
But the backside of it, the part is why I always put the two together, is either NIL where you make a lot of money and you happy where you at, or somebody offer you money to come somewhere else. But the transfer portal is the part where you want somebody to give some effort, like your condition is bad. They only practice 20 hours a week now. They can't do what we did. Practice halfway over, 3/4 over, and they start over. So I'm saying now you can't tell these, you can't mold these kids. You can't break these kids into being Kobe and T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, and some of them dudes, even KD for that instance, like jokers who just stayed in the weight room till they got it done or stayed in the gym. You can't do that. Like I said, I got 14 more months on this. I'm
gonna say this. You are exactly right. But they are outliers. Gino don't play that shit at UConn. Don Staley doesn't play that shit at South Carolina. Kim Mulkey, I know for a fact, doesn't play that shit at LSU. The only difference is those three coaches have won national championships. They have done things at each school that they're at that we haven't done. So you can recruit such and such player because a lot of people want to go to UConn. A lot of people want to go to South Carolina. And now players are want to go to LSU because Kim Mulkey's there. So you can get away with being a little bit of a hard ass because if you don't want to be here, we can find somebody else who wants to be here. And when they recruit, it's kind of like Coach Cal when he recruited years ago. I'm not sure he does it now. How you're gonna come here and you're gonna have to fit into this culture. All y'all can't fit into this culture. The culture defines you, not you define the culture. So either you're gonna freaking buy in or your ass will be out. So Kyra is probably cut from the similar cloth, but she can't do that shit at Kentucky because, like you said, the players can come here and say, I don't want to do this shit. I'm gonna go elsewhere. The problem is when ex-play Jada Walker said I want to go elsewhere, it's harder for us to plug and play than it is for them other three coaches.
Right.
And that's the problem.
And then here's another thing, man. And I guess this thing gonna go all over because I got some things lined up, and I'm just gonna go over the show takers. But football and the places you name it is culture. No matter who leaves, we talked 2 years ago. Wide receiver leaving Alabama, linebacker leaving Alabama.
Yep.
Alabama gonna reload, dude. I remember I wasn't recruited by Steve Spurrier personally, but I remember a lot of them dudes from Florida saying they recruited by Steve Spurrier. They said his sales pitch was, "We want you to come to Florida. We gonna win with or without you, but I'm extending you a scholarship." Like, damn, that's what it is. So basically, when you come here, you fit in Florida's program. It ain't University of Anthony White. I get to do what the hell I want to do, and everybody else kind of throws everybody else off balance. Somebody said back here, let me go back. I think it was Cobby Cobb. Man, somebody said Kyra has to go. I'm not sure if you're absolutely wrong, but I started the show. Siege Mo.
Look, hold on, Anthony. How can you fucking fire a coach that just won an SEC tournament title last year? Right? She's on. Here's what I want. I'm gonna let you get what I totally dislike people who want to fire fucking people. Just let them go. This lady just got into a job. I compare her to Mark Stoops. You got a coach who's never been a head coach, who's learning on the job. There's a lot to being a head coach that people don't get. And she even admitted to that, I think, at the end of this year. There's a lot of outside of the court shit that you got to deal with. You got to deal with 15 freaking egos. There's a lot of shit that, as an assistant coach, you really don't delve into because we both know as assistant coach, we can love our player. We can become their best friend. We can become the person that they call. As a head coach, there's a fine line there. You can't be their best friend because you got to lay down the law. The assistant coach can be, all right, man, come here. Head coach said this. Don't worry about it. I got your back. Hey, keep your nose down. We're going to get it right. Just come talk to me. When you venture off to the head coaching range and you get the crown on you, it's a totally different story. And she's only been at this thing for 2 years. So to just throw her out is a little crazy. Now, what I'm saying is I can't defend her. Because you're getting too many of your quality players leaving. Now, if she comes and does like Kim Mulkey did at LSU, gets in the portal and brings some studs, then I got to be like, all right, I'm back on board. But with her losing Jada Walker, that doesn't sit well with me. Even though she just won a damn SEC tournament last year.
Rachel Lawson, shout out. That's my people. She took my seat on Sunday morning one day. That's ever since then we've been people because she gave me a hug and told me I was her homie. Here's the thing. And I'm with you. And he gave me his spelling, or I don't know if that's a him or a her. Small I-zo. That's what this. I know it ain't small, but the SM means when you're buying shirts, that's a small. So small. So Smizo. So here's the thing though, Van. You make a hell of a point. We can't really defend her because you got to either. So next year is looking like this year was all a portal team. It looks like next year you're gonna have to go to the portal again. If you lose another 2 or 3, hold on.
No, you're right.
Here's my problem, and we talked about this years ago, probably on other sports talk show. We didn't think, I know I didn't think Kentucky could ever be successful in football because we surrounded by Tennessee, we're surrounded by Georgia, we surrounded by Ohio, surrounded by people like
Michigan.
they getting all, they getting all the dog first. You get what's left over.
Right.
But I don't know how Stoops figured it out. He stole some players and made some 3 stars, 2, 3 stars, some NFL players, which was development part of it. Here's where I question, does Kyra have a chance in this? But I'm going to leave this on you. You got to say you got Mulkey at LSU. You got Dawn Staley doing her thing, acting like she ain't Deuce Staley's sister. Tennessee is always going to be Tennessee. It's just tradition. So how can you get anybody that can play ball to say I want to come to Kentucky and compete against them? Who can you do that? How can you do that?
Hey, here's the thing about it, man. There are a lot of good coaches. Texas A&M just got Joni Taylor that was at Bama, at Georgia. There's great coaches, all women coaches through this league. And if you don't watch women's basketball, you might not know this. There are Coach Yo at Ole Miss has turned that program around, that women's program around. Here's the deal, and this is the thing that people don't understand. This is why I compare Elsie to Coach Stoops. All right. When I bring a female recruit on campus, and I bring them to Memorial Coliseum in the summer with no AC, with a locker room that's old, right? I mean, what's the selling point?
Do they got banners in there? Hold on. Do they got banners in Memorial Coliseum?
Yeah. They have a few.
They come in to see the banners.
No. But when your ass walk in there, you start sweating because there ain't no AC in the damn gym. And hold on. And that's a gym you're gonna be practicing in some of the time, right? I mean, when the surroundings are different. When you go to UConn, they play in a men's gym. Their practice facility is top notch. When you go to South Carolina, their practice facility top notch. When you go to LSU, when you go to Texas A&M, when you go to other teams in this conference, their practice facility is better. Now, we don't talk about women sports and recruiting like we talk about football, right? Like we talk about basketball. Oh, the men's the practice facility is leaking, right? The women's playing no AC during the games. Come on, man. So now I'm gonna say this: with the renovation of Memorial Coliseum, if they buy into, give Kyra Elsie, I don't want to say an extension, but at least give her time. Now let's see if she can recruit, because a women's basketball coach, salary buyout isn't gonna be like the men. But Kabe, the place that you play in has no AC, so don't give me that. They don't play in Rupp. They play in Memorial, and that place is hot. And we know that place is hot because in the 90s we walked that M. Heifer and it was hot. Almost 30 years later, they still got the same issues. That's a problem. So once they're going to invest more money into that facility, I believe it will help with recruiting.
There ain't no part of Memorial Coliseum being a hot box that make it tradition, that make it a culture. When people come, they don't want to play in here because it's going to be hot. We used to it. Y'all ain't used to it. Like, what's the point in this day and age? Like, no, for real, what's the point in this day and age to do all those things?
Because when you get a young 17, 18-year-old that just went to Oregon, UConn, Indiana, XYZ, and saw what their facilities are for the women's basketball program, then come to Kentucky, you know how it is. Because I'm going to just say, when I was recruited by Kentucky in 1992, their facilities was one of the best in the SEC, bar none. And I went to Arkansas, Ole Miss. I went to Bama in the summer. I was right here at LSU. I went to Mississippi State. And Mississippi State was horrible. I saw other SEC schools, and at that time, we had one of the best facilities, bar none. We had a nice, we had a nice player lounge. We had the coach, what they told me the way it was constructed, that they can expand it anytime they wanted to because of the little points. They could build out if they wanted to. The weight room was nice. It was close to the freaking to the dorm. Alabama dude was on the other side of fucking campus. Everything was right there. The campus wasn't too big. You can get to class in a heartbeat. So at that time, our facilities were one of the best. Now, it didn't last that long. It wasn't one of the best for too long, but in 92 it was. And it helps with recruiting. When I went to Mississippi State and I'm looked at that crap, I'm like, dude, this is really? So when you start comparing other schools, it does play a factor.
Well, USM Cat fan made a hell of a point, man.
What's that?
The volleyball team plays in that gym, and they brought us a natty home in that same funky ass gym. So I don't know. I'm telling you, we should have brought championships to Twinsburg, which was a little bitty rinky-dink podunk city. But some people didn't feel that way. So you think we give Kyra next year to improve on this year? Did we even finish? Well, let me see what our record was.
You have to give Kyra at least 2 more years, man.
That's what I was thinking. What if she give us a 7 and what if she give us a 7-22 next year or something like that?
That stacked on top of this year. Now here's the bad part. Here's the part that pisses me off.
And 12 and 19.
And Kyra has to find a way to recruit better.
Yeah.
Because these last 2 fucking years, and not recruit better as far as talent. Because I'm gonna say this: when Tubby had his best recruiting class, that was his worst basketball team. Kyra used to recruit people that fit her identity. Because one thing these players don't do is fucking quit on her. Because they were horrible during the season. And they balled their ass off in the SEC tournament. Even against that Tennessee team, they played them to the end. So for me, it's like when your team is horrible and have a bad record, usually the players go 3-2-1 Cancun, right? Or not Cancun, they can't go to Cancun. 3-2-1 Destin or something, or Murder, something beach or something, right? They played their best at the end. So it's kind of weird that they all of a sudden want to turn it on. That to me seems like a player deal because the coaches don't change. So did they start buying in? Did they say, oh, this is life or death? That's the weird part because both these last 2 years, they had issues during the season, although last year they had a much better record. But then the SEC tournament, dude, that was a 14 seed, which you know what a 14 seed is? That's fucking dead last in conference. That's dead last. And they won 2 games. And they won both games by over double digits.
You know what I think she needs to do? You know what you tell me if I'm wrong. If the saving grace was last year, and not Ryan Howard's basketball ability, just the fact that I know you don't want to hear it. She was LeBron James. She distributed the ball. LeBron James won't let you dribble it, but he will let you shoot if it's 5 seconds or less on the clock. But the thing was, everything went through Ryan Howard. She let Dre Edwards. She let Matt. She let everybody do it. She wasn't ball demanding, but whenever she had to take over a game, she'd take over a game, and she'd let y'all play. So it was something about, I don't know what she was like in the locker room, but it seems like, nah, man, come on, we got to run these gassers, coach. Man, look, man, y'all, what they call it, half-assing it.
Yeah,
y'all not going. Then Ryan, you got a person that's get y'all ass on. No, we doing another one because the coaches can't do that anymore. So I wonder if she needs to find her a dog somewhere, and let them kind of be the voice of the team. Because I'm telling you, I started the show off saying this, and I'm going to continue to say this for 14 more months. NIL and transfer portal is changing this college sports. Coaches can't coach the way they want to coach. Players is holding coaches hostage. So if you get a dog ass player and you don't say nothing, you let, hey, look, I'm gonna give you the green light, but I just want everybody else to be on board. Then maybe they can go over and be like Mike. Like, yeah, I don't know. You don't really like a hold. You don't like Mike. Mike will punch his damn teammate. Didn't I tell you to pass me the ball? Bow! Punch it. Next time they pass Mike the ball. So we in the game, he dribbling, they triple team him. He throws it to Craig Elo. He throw not Craig, yeah, Craig Elo.
No.
What's the dude who Craig Hodges?
Yeah.
He throw it to BJ Armstrong. You better knock that motherfucker shot down because if you're not, Mike gonna hit you in the eye. But you act like you don't like that. But the fact that Mike holds you accountable and you know that Mike gonna help us win, you kind of gotta, you better, and that's what everybody around him said, man, we had to work so hard because this motherfucker was determined. Like he was obsessed with winning, that if we didn't help him win, like your health was in jeopardy. Maybe Kyrie need to find her one of them. Give him the bag. NIL deal. Whoever y'all got NIL deals, like Van said before, if all of us UK fans, the real ones, not the fake ones, if the fake ones, y'all put in 50 cents, us real ones put in $10 or $20, we can get her about $20 million to go get a player.
Facts.
I sound like Jay Hayes. I felt like I sound like Jay Hayes. Go ahead.
I'm glad we're spending so much time on women's basketball because it's here's the thing I'm gonna say is that a lot of people don't watch our women's basketball team, but have a lot to say about our women's basketball team when some shit gets talked about. If you don't watch, it's hard for you to comment. And I don't mean just watching a couple games here or there. Watch games. And if you watch games, you will understand there's a lot. Because I'm going to say this. Now, thinking about it now, is Jada Walker leaving because Maddie Shearer is starting to show that she could be the point guard? That's a bad reason to leave, but could that be it? Because Maddie when she started feeling comfortable and taking over games, we started winning games. When her and Robin Benton were injured, unhealthy for a few games, we were not the team we ended up at the end of the season. So maybe Maddie Shearer is the reason why Jada Walker's leaving. Could be. I don't know. But I wish I could have Jada Walker and Maddie play on the same team instead of having just one, especially after losing Robin Benton. But Kyra's got to do, and I had this issue last year when we lost Blair Green, is you got to go in the portal. Now, she did that this year. She got players out of the portal. She's going to have to do even better this season. She's going to have to find her a dog at point guard or at least off guard. And Jenkins is going to have to grow up. But the problem is with losing Jada Walker for me is you lose depth because now you can start Maddie Shearer, you can start Jenkins, you can start Russell, you can start Petty, you can start the freshman with the heart condition. Now that's 5. But now, what's your bench? We need bench. You can't play with just 5 in the SEC. So we're going to need to shore up that bench. I know we got Cassidy Rowe. We got Leveretta will be back. Who else is on that bench? It ain't that many. Robin Benton is gone. The girl from Buffalo is gone. Then you lose Cambridge. See, the Cambridge is just an extra body. So we're going to have to get in the portal and find some players. It's doable because I still like our starting lineup. I would have liked it better with Jada Walker, but I just named a starting 5. That's pretty damn good. So Kyra's got to get in that portal and get us a guard and a wing.
I ain't watched enough of Jada Walker. Our man Carter seems to think that there's a comparison between Wheeler and Carter. You see, I mean
Wheeler and Walker. I mean they kind of both are shortest guards. The difference is Jada could shoot. The game is a little different. I don't think they're close. I don't think fans were were complaining about Walker hurting the team's success like they were talking about Willer. They wouldn't have booed Walker if it was her senior night.
They didn't boo. They didn't boo Severe.
Didn't they boo him at one game?
They booed him. He didn't show up to senior night.
Didn't show up to senior night. Something like that. Okay.
That's messed up.
Walker is a dog. And to me, it didn't seem like she was a head case, where it would be like Dre was a head case, like Treasure Hunt was a head case. I can see them butting heads with the coach. I didn't think Walker butted heads with Kyra. So, like you said, and you're gonna keep saying for the next 14 months, NIL and transfer portal changing the game of college sports. Some coach got into her ear and said XYZ. That's the only reason I can see her leaving.
And Anderson talking my thing, tall, thick one. Tall, thick one.
We have a tall, thick, true post freshman. She just couldn't. She had the heart condition.
Okay. Well, we halfway through the show. Let me hit this real quick. Get on up through this. And I didn't know something, so I'm just gonna throw it out there, blanket statement, just to see your response. C-Rod does not, after missing 4 games, sitting out the bowl game, playing an All-Star game, does not perform. He's in street clothes at the combine. Will Levis did what Will Levis went there to do. He didn't put up the best Will Levis numbers Will Levis could have put up, but Anthony Richardson did. Tayshawn Manning went there, performed. I don't know. He got to do something to overcome that tape they're going to look at, but. And your boy Carrington Valentine went there, didn't run. That surprises the hell out of me because I don't see him being slow. Didn't run, but they're jumping 39. And first tell me, how do you feel about Chris' situation? And I'm going to give you a little nugget afterwards, but how you feel about Chris' situation, then run down the rest of them.
I'm going to say this. I don't have regrets, but the biggest mistake that I made in my football career is doing stuff at the combine. Here's the deal for me, and this is the way I look at it now. If I was advising a kid, unless you know you're going to go run a 4.3, unless you know you're going to jump, like you said, 39, 40 inches. This year, with Will Levis being your marquee guy, why not wait and perform at your home court? Here's the reason why. With Will Levis, every motherfucking team is going to come pretty much because they want to see Will Levis. So it's not a situation where, like, I'm not saying when you played because you had couch. Oh, no, you came out the couch, so scratch it. Like when we played our senior year, we didn't have a marquee player that was going to bring at least 26 teams to the facility, right?
Right.
But the way I like it, and the way now in my old 47-year-old mind is I still would rather perform at my home base because the people who really want to come see me are going to come. Right? The people who really are interested in Van Hals and Anthony White, regardless if I performed at the combine or not, they want to see me perform. So now I know in my head, and I go tell my agent, you know what? And he should know anyway. Baltimore came, the Saints came, San Diego came, Atlanta, blah, blah, blah came. So now he can focus on those 7 or 8 teams. And we are all more comfortable in our home place. So Will went there because he got a can. It don't matter if he's in Joe Kraft Center or Indianapolis. Your arm is your arm. But when you practice your 40 at another field house indoor, you're kind of comfortable with that. You know how the field is and all this stuff. Well, let me run it here. Let me run my routes here. Let me do my cone drills here. because this is where I do it anyway. So I can see them doing that because I don't think it's going to affect their draft stock. Because when people want you, they want you. Period.
Did you did everything at the combine?
I did everything. It was stupid.
So you don't know what it feels like. I didn't bench. And I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't bench at the combine, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I told him I was coming off a all-star game. My shoulder a little tweaked. I ain't want to bench. I'll show you routes, whatever. I ran terribly. My shoulders were good. My 40 was bad. My vertical was bad. Those are the only two things. I broad jump a 10.9.8, like a 10.9 down there, 10.10.
Damn.
It shows up nowhere. Like it ain't even on my NFL thing. Like what? I was in the top 3 or top 2 in my position. My whole point is this. When I told him I wasn't, I don't know if you know this. When I told him I wasn't doing the bench, oh man, the air in the room, not that they was mad at me, but it was just like, dude, they know that all that shit set up to make you confuse you and man, everybody like basically if for the rest of the day, we ain't worried about you because that's the first thing we do. I was like, damn, oh shit. My agent, I was like, I don't know if that was the right thing to do. Then fuck around and have a terrible vertical. And it wasn't as good as I am because I did way better at school. So other part of this, we're gonna get back to everybody. The other part of this, man, I was at All-Star game, Florida against USA All-Star game on Saturday. I get back in town Monday. My agent calls me and says, do you know they changed UK's pro day to Monday, which was the next day? And he was like, just don't go. We'll set up a workout. So only thing I got on paper is my combine numbers.
Damn.
The UK changed the damn pro day. Only 2 people went to the combine was me and Waylon. Y'all changed the pro day. Y'all knew I was at the All-Star game and didn't tell me.
Wow.
And it could have been for the benefit of them players. It could have been a benefit.
No, that's bullshit. That's fucking whack ass mummy.
So when you talk about getting a chance, I thought about that the other day. I said I never really had a chance. Then I think the Buddy Ryan and a couple people since, like we had like 3 or 4 teams come up because they wanted to see us because we had some connections, and I wound up posting some numbers there that was way better than the combine. But I said it, but I didn't know this, and I don't know if you knew this, and I don't know if it makes any difference for you. I didn't know C-Rod's mom passed away in January.
I didn't know January, but someone posted something like maybe a month later. I was like, damn. When is that one of those senior games?
Really?
Yeah, that's when I found out.
I didn't know that. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I don't know if he got. Here's my point. What I asked you from the beginning, from what you told us, does he have that much cachet to miss 4 games for suspension? So play 8 games. The 8 games you play, we lose 5 of them.
6 of them.
6.
Whoa. You said me or C-Rod?
C-Rod.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about my years.
Oh, no, no. But no, so you don't play the first 4 games because of suspension. You play the next 8, lose 6 of them. And I'm not saying it was your fault. And then opt out of running at the combine. Then your speech is, well, all I want is a chance. They gave me a chance at Kentucky. Like, I don't know if this thing was well thought through by anybody. You kind of got to let them know, look, man, I averaged 6 yards to carry. I mean, I sat behind Benny Snell. I sat behind people. I didn't have this many opportunities. I'm the lead rusher this year's in the SEC up against this talent. Like, it could have been, I think it could have been worded better. I don't know. Like I said, you kind of glossed over like you felt like he didn't run at the combine because he's going to benefit more UK. And I do agree with that. But I'm telling you, when I did bench press, oh, man, the aura, just the looks and the attitude in the room. I said, damn, I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the time. And they knew I wasn't going to put, at that point, I might only put up 8 or 9. And, you got Jamal Lewis and these dudes putting up 25, 26, right. 21. I'm like, shit, after I get to 3 and 4, I'm squeezing the rest of it. That's but I looked at Mo. I think Mo only did 9 at the combine, which surprises the hell out of me.
He was hurt. He had a bad shoulder.
Oh, okay. So he benched with bad shoulder?
I don't know why. That's what, dude. I'm gonna tell you. That's what they did to me. My agent said, don't run at the combine. He said, you can do DB drills, and that's it. And they pressured me. That year they said they put Mondo on the thing. It's gonna be a faster service, all this stuff. And if you don't run, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh shit. And I look, God pushes situations. And I would say this. My path in my life was to go to Chicago Bears and meet my wife and get the fuck on out and start a business. That's what my destiny was. My destiny wasn't to play 5-6 years in the NFL. It just wasn't. So yeah, I made a dumb decision. I'm sure Mo probably made a dumb decision too. That boy, his shoulders.
Mo got drafted in the third round, though. Mo got drafted in the third round. I mean, maybe he could have got second round.
Oh, dude, I was supposed to pre-draft, pre-combine. I was a second round pick. I was a fifth rated corner in the draft.
Oh yeah, you did yourself a disservice.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I was supposed to go to San Diego.
Yeah.
My agent, he didn't say it, but I can tell in his tone he was pissed.
You did what?
You did what?
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. All right,
man. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We'll do the pro day.
And you have your resume updated?
Right. And here's like you said, I went 4.47 and 4.52 at Nuthers outdoor.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Sure.
I went 4.6 and then went 4.52. I went 4.52 at indoor.
So, but you don't find it anywhere.
That's kind of crazy. We had the same damn time, so that's saying something.
Man, look, I was getting it, but my combine number combined with us not playing a lot of man moved me to safety. I played safety my freshman year because we had so many corners. Never played safety again, but now they say, oh, well, he can tackle, he can hit. All right, let's put him at safety.
Who was in the pick? What is he talking about? Was Carter Hall said was in the pick on my left shoulder? Them were bowl rings. Them were rings. Why you say who? Scott said he don't trust pro day times. Hold up. Scott said he don't trust pro day time. He said they're too watch friendly. I'll tell you this. Tell me if you got any bias against this, Van, or this make any sense to you. Why do MFers from Ohio State never run at the combine? But Terry Glenn, David Boston, they always got the best times. Joey Galloway, they always got the best. Everybody from Ohio State, they told us. They said our strength coach said we don't have to run.
Hold on, Anthony. First of all, I don't know how it is now, but when I ran, the damn scouts time you. So I don't know how you get a favorable time when the scouts are timing you. Anyway, it wasn't like I was strength coach was like, oh, I'm gonna hold off on the time. And nowadays, if you don't have a freaking fully automatic timing system, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can get a friendly time when these scouts are verifying it with the scouts are timing too. They are not going by what your guys say. That's why they send guys there. It's the time and get measurements. You ain't fucking getting no favorable number. Now, the school might put out a different number. They might put on their website a different number, but the scouts who come see you, they got their number. And here's the thing. Here's the funny part about it. When a scout times, they get their time, then they say, hey, man, what you got? Hey, what you got?
Yeah.
So they don't want to be too far off.
Yeah.
If they get a 4.6 and everybody else got a 4.9, they're going to be like, I'm going to scrap mine.
Right.
So there's no favorable time.
Yeah, one thing I call bullshit on that a little bit because I was watching the combine. That same MFer who had the 40-yard dash was the same dude that was there for me, the same dude that was there for you. That mother been there like 30 years. And here's the thing: if you try and get a rolling start,
oh yeah,
you
you ain't
some
getting
method, man, it jacks you all up. Like I was terrible at track because I wasn't good at all that getting in and getting in the position. I like to just run because I gotta run. I don't like to have to think about it. And that part, I was like, I forgot all about that till he made somebody start over, and I was,
oh yeah,
that scared the hell out of me. Like I don't want to do nothing, so I'm bringing my arm up slow. Like I don't want him to say nothing.
Yep.
So yeah, that is a difference running at home. I don't think you got all that pressure running at home. I think it's one of our dudes doing the start, and I think they all just time it at the end.
Just think about it. You're at ease at home. There's no stress. Especially when people don't understand. With a guy who comes with injury, I had a torn labrum, and it's on the injury report. Dude, and the bad part about it, they don't have one doctor just tinker with your shoulder and then say, okay, we're done. No. Every team doctor that's interested in you and want to see your shoulder gotta go through your shoulder.
Oh,
I went through like 10 it's more than 10. 10 plus doctors working on my shoulder. The first 5. All right. I can get through these. Boy, when it got to about 11, like, God damn, man. I ain't rehab enough to fucking y'all just keep messing with my damn shoulder. So go through that, and then the next day you gotta run. So no, man, there's a lot of little stuff, stressful things that can affect the way you perform there. Why not just wait till you get home?
Because they don't give everybody the opportunity. They'll tell you, they told me when I ain't bench, they said, well, if you don't bench here, and we ain't coming to your school to see.
Right, I know.
And like I said, that shit plays on. I told somebody that's all the damn, that's why they don't want to get rid. Why not just have everybody do it their school, save a bunch of money, whatever, because all they want to do is bring you in there and fuck with your mind. Listen, everybody listen. When they do the 225, most people who do 225, they put 245s on the plate and they bang them boys out. That's what they do for a 225. You go to the combine, they got a 45, a 25, 210s,
yep,
maybe 110, a 5, and 2.5s. Like that joke could be this far apart from the 45. Like they just do. You get there at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
You get up at 6, 7. You don't fucking perform until 1.
Right.
12 or 1.
Yep.
So you ain't ate nothing. I mean, it's just a racket, man. That's why they need to get rid of it. I'm not saying I would have performed any better otherwise, but keep going.
I would say this: everybody performs better at home.
Oh, you should.
I mean, I don't know too many people. I mean, it might be close, but everybody that I know in the history that I know always perform better at home. So why not just wait until you get home? Because, like I say, if a team really is interested in you, they're gonna come. Period, point blank.
Yep. Everybody performs better at home. That's why I never go to a chick's house. He said, USM Cat fan said, Chris Rod gonna run at home because he'll be the fastest running back there that day, huh? I don't know who else running. I don't even know who else we got that's capable of even running that running back. We ain't got no upperclassmen running backs.
No, just him.
Yeah. So I don't know. Here's my thing. There was a question asked earlier. I ain't gonna get to that. I'm gonna ask this. And I sound real haterish, and I'm gonna stay real haterish just cause I ain't with the bullshit. Cause I played with Tim Couch, and he could tell me before the play started, hey, if this safety doing this, I'm doing this. Like I knew that motherfucker knew what he was talking about just off the cuff. Like I don't know if he was on Peyton's level or Tom's as far as decipher, but pre-snap, he had a hell of an idea what was going to happen just off the look. So everybody keeps asking me about it, and I sound haterish because my answer ain't extremely positive. And Anthony Richardson balled out. Like Anthony Richardson could have made himself some money. And everybody's, but that motherfucker can't throw. Now, here's my thing. When we came into there, everybody I talked to says, Will has a cannon on him. And Van, for 2 years, I said, I know Will has a good arm. He's strong. He can. But the windows, that intermediate, if we need 3rd and 7 in the NFL, if I'm bringing pressure on your first down, you run it or whatever. I'm setting cover twos, like I'm keeping it close. I want you to get the ball in the window. First down, maybe cover fours, keep people on the top so you can't go over the top. But at 3rd and 7, I feel real lucky against you. So here's my problem. I told people, they was like, I said Anthony Richardson ran faster. He threw harder. He threw better. The ball popped out more. So this was my only concern as a Will fan. That Will went to the combine, and you stated this in your comments talking about the combine, that Will came, he told him, I got the cannon, I want to show it off. He underthrew all his vertical routes. I wanted you to throw the ball in. Yes. Everybody had to slow down and catch it on their hip.
Did you not see Jalen Hyatt drop it? That wasn't underthrown.
The first two. What are you talking about? No. I'm telling you, he didn't throw, put it like this, from everybody I watched, his ball didn't land no further than Stetson Bennett's, Anthony Richardson, or your boy from Ohio State. Stroud. So that's what I'm saying. So your thing was so if you Deion and you coming to say, look, man, I'm the best cover corner and the fastest. You come in, you run a 4.2, 4.19, you put your shit on and walk off. I told you what I said. I don't feel like Will came in and told him what he said.
Okay.
And you might feel otherwise. If you feel otherwise, let me know. Even the out routes was turning back inside. Like, and maybe that's what it is, toe tap. A lot of people did, not just Will. A lot of people threw it 2 or 3 steps after the break. Like, so if you plan on the cone, y'all should be letting it out so he can catch it and turn it up. It was a lot of little things I saw. And it wasn't just Will. A lot of them did it. I wanted Will to separate himself there, and I don't think he separated himself.
That's the problem with throwing to receivers that you don't know. That's why guys don't throw at the combine, because you throw at the guys you have never thrown for before. You don't really know how fast they are. You don't know. It's just too many variables to me that makes it difficult. Here's the deal. You brought up a great point, and we talked about this last week. Is the whole window. You can't play the same cover 2 in the pro that you can play in college. My linebackers in cover 2 in college, when someone is 10 yards down the field, they can hit the fuck out of them. That window becomes real small because I can hit you. In NFL, you can't touch the motherfuckers. That's a whole totally different. The receivers are taken care of in NFL, and they feel better when they got to run a route. Because after 5 yards, I know I can take my bra off now. I ain't got to hold my stuff no more because ain't nobody touching. It's just weird. Like I said last week, of all the positions for me, the NFL, as far as windows, it becomes a little easier because I'm going to throw the number 1 and number 2. It's very rare that people go number 3 and number 4 in the NFL, because if you got a bad number 1 and number 2, you're on a bad team. You're on a bad team. It's going to be interesting. I will say this. This is what I say about the NFL Combine. It's a joke because, especially nowadays, when me as a fan, I can go on ESPN right now and go look at all the games. I go look at James Madison game in October and just pull it up and start watching. So every NFL team has the ability to get on their fucking laptop and watch a game and analyze whomever they want to. I bet you that the NFL has it where it's cut, where they have tagged it enough where I can go look at Anthony White and get 1st and 10 runs, right? So when you go to the combine and you run a 4.2, that goes to the sky like, oh, let me go watch the film again, right? Because they're going to, I got to see, can I see that 4.2 on film, right? Why didn't you fucking watch the film prior to the damn combine? That's the part that I don't get. What does the combine really tell you that a guy can run in a fucking in a tank top and shorts? what does that really tell you? When you just fucking looked at 3 years of film, probably, that's 12 games, that's 36 games minimum a year. You can get a tag and look at all situations. Why do I have to see Anthony White run a 40 in shorts? And do they, after Anthony White scored a touchdown, throw a bench on there and put 225 on there? Like, for me, what does that tell you? Because if they made you do it in pass, I'll be like, okay, all right, makes sense. Let's do the bench and full pass in the helmet. Let's do the 40 and full pass in the helmet. All that stuff. When you run the combine, all the analysts say, ooh, that 4.7 by Will Anderson doesn't match what I see on film. Because on film, he looks like the fastest guy on the field. So why do we fucking have him run a 40? Same way that, now I'm getting in the rant, that one offensive lineman who pulled his hamstring in the combine. Why we got offensive lineman running 40 yards? When the last time you seen an offensive lineman run fucking 40 yards? All right? Second thing, you had the kid who blew out his knee and still did the bench press. Here's the deal. That kid fucked up his career because you know what? His draft stock is because he can't play next year.
Yeah.
So all the kudos him bench pressing 28, whatever, 38 times means nothing to that kid. Because now teams are going to pass him up because he can't fucking play. I bet you they don't have a insurance policy where they're going to say, all right, dude, since you got injured on our dime, we're going to give your first round salary to you, and then we'll see if you can bag it up. Bullshit. That kid has fucked his money up because he went to the fucking combine and blew his fucking knee out doing stupid ass drills. I think it's a moneymaker for the NFL because now it's on NFL Network and they can get all the fucking advertising. They can talk about it and all that shit. But they don't fucking care about the player because you know why? Because now you got two players, two offensive linemen that fucked their stock up. One guy can't play this year and one guy blew his fucking hamstring because he's fucking running a 40-yard dash. Who the fuck? It don't make no fucking sense to me. All right, I'm done.
And there you have it, the F-bomb. I gotta address my man Scott, man. Like, I don't know. I've been doing this for a long time. Adam Bryant. I gotta address Adam Bryant. I've been looking for it the whole time you've been talking.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard otherwise, Van, but he keeps saying that Will AR threw 60 something. Like he threw harder than Will. So it is, yeah. And I'm not hating on Will. Like Will gonna be a better player. I don't know if he's gonna be a better player. Like I think Richardson has, but my point is everything. I've been looking at the thread. Everything been really, it's been, what's the word? I don't want to say controversial. It's been objective to everything I've said. Like I'm not just making this stuff up. Like I went through this shit on Sunday a couple days ago. I just ain't got the stuff in front of me right now. And you know the thing what you were just talking about, as much money as they make off the NFL combine, why is it so damn hard to find the stats? Why if you type NFL combine results in, it ain't just a spreadsheet. I don't give a damn if it's an Excel sheet. The whole show on Sunday,
Google Sheets. It should be on Google.
Man, we looking at the dang on thing. We can't find nothing. Like you can't find nothing. You go on these sites because I think everybody want to make a little money on it. But for Adam Bryant, Richardson threw a 60 or better. He threw the second highest velocity at the combine ever. So it ain't. I'm not an Anthony Richardson fan. I just like when people go to the combine and do good, but I like when really good people go to the combine and fuck up.
Right.
Stetson Bennett surprised me a lot more than Will didn't surprise me. He didn't wow me. He didn't make me feel no worse about him. But I wanted to, like when y'all talking about your boy Hyatt dropped the ball, maybe he dropped the ball because it's a Tennessee, Kentucky bullshit. I wanted Will to throw the ball out of the back of the end zone. I wanted him to throw that bitch where the cameras and shit was at. Like, dude, just do that and walk off. And I think seeing people with the ball pop off a couple other people's hands different than it did Will's. Now, the one thing Will does have, if you want to go through that thing, was his effort didn't look the same. Like his tension in his neck wasn't the same on throwing. And that maybe that's gonna be his thing. But if you come boasting that I got the biggest cannon, I mean, you got to make that ball drop on the 20 or the 15 or something. I feel like.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just say this too. A couple things. As a quarterback, if you can't throw 60 yards, that's a problem. You got to throw at least 50. And come on, if you can't throw 50 yards, that's a problem. I can throw 50 yards right now, and I'm almost 50 years old. That's a problem. Here's the deal: is at the combine, it is also not about, let me just rail back and throw this damn thing as far as I can. There are different trajectories that you have to throw. You have to play around with it. Am I trying to fit this in a too deep window? Am I trying to fit this over a corner and press man? Am I trying to, is it cold outside where I got to drive it? There is totally different situations. Here's the thing as a quarterback, as a guy who went, and I know this because I went to Southern Miss football camp, and I was doing both DB and quarterback. So I came from a DB drill, went to the quarterback drill, didn't know what the quarterback drill is really about. I had a good deep ball, right? And the coach came up to me, I don't need that shit. If you throw a deep ball, I got a damn safety playing middle third, he come to get that. I need to see you drive it, right? So I'm like, I'm throwing it because I want that damn thing to be yakka, right? So me and the players are like, yeah. But the coach is like, I don't need that shit. I need to see you drive it between the corner and the safety, right? So sometimes for us as fans, we don't understand what they're asking for him to do. Because sometimes he threw a deep floater, he threw some on a dime, he threw some off platform. It's different things that you want to show that you're capable of doing on that day, and not just in essence looking pretty and throwing a perfect deep ball with a perfect trajectory.
If you got something to separate you from other people, then you show that. That's why Deion came to the combine.
It ain't do shit.
If I was Deion, I wouldn't. If Deion wanted to press me, he should have ran in Timberlands untied. And then got back in the car, like running 4.4 and Timberlands. Then you know what? I know you wouldn't have done it. I know I wouldn't have done it. I didn't have anything extraordinary about me. But if I knew that was going to be the difference in me, shit, you got it. And that's what I'm saying. Will had, and that's my dismay is. I ain't against Will, because I started off against Will when they got rid of Joey Gatewood. Like, oh, man, we bringing in a new guy, man. I don't like all that. But shit, man, Will won me over. I said, okay, this dude's different. He got some limits. He's different. I'm saying maybe not the first one. Okay, throw the ball where they tell you to throw. That last one. Like you do a little kid when y'all hey, let me see that ball. Hey, just keep going. Just choke it. I don't care. Like I said, all the lead up he had doing saying he got the biggest cannon, he want to show it. I wanted you to do something to let everybody walk away like, damn. I wanted, because he say that I want to be the best quarterback ever to play the game, which I think is a lot of coach speak, but But everybody still talk about Deion. Everybody still talk about Chris Johnson. Like everybody still talk about what's the big offensive line.
But those are 40 times though.
Huh?
Those are 40 times. Don't nobody talk about
extraordinary because they were extraordinary speed.
No, right. But that's
extraordinary speed. So
that's a tangible time. You don't hear nobody talking about, oh, Peyton Manning had a great throwing day at the combine. Patrick Mahomes
talk about it. All you want people to say, you see them motherfuckers threw the ball 90 yards. That's all you want them to say.
Okay.
That's all you want them to say.
I hear you, but Schrader could throw the ball 80 yards and ain't done shit. I hear you and I understand where you're coming from. That don't affect.
Put it like this. Let me ask you this then, Van Hiles. Everybody talking about Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Whoa. Everybody was talking about Anthony Richardson prior to the combine.
Right, to see what he was going to do. Did he disappoint?
There were people who rated him above Will and Stroud anyway. You know, it's all about like selling. It's like buying a house or selling a house, right? All you need is one buyer. Everybody else can say your shit is horrible. You need one buyer. There are a few teams that here, and I'm gonna say this about Anthony Richardson. We can all say all the shit we want to say about Anthony Richardson, but he was set up kind of like Kyrie Elzy to kind of fail this year. He got a new fucking coach. He got a new fucking system. He lost a lot of his fucking teammates. He didn't have the receivers that he probably thought he was going to have. His offensive line wasn't that. And me as a scout can say, what if he would have played for me? What if I had him in my system? Because one thing he can do, he has Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, traits. Cam Newton, traits. We saw what those three MFers did. Those three MFers can make a bad offensive line look good. And that's why, to me, he's intriguing. Because prior to the combine, everybody knew he had a strong arm. Prior to the combine, even before we played him, everybody like, oh my God, he played Utah. Oh, he can kill you with his legs or he can kill you with his arm. That's not the shocking part. The shocking part was he was inconsistent. But I, as a scout, can say he was inconsistent because he had a new fucking system. That's why I can see it. So it's not shocking to me that people have him ranked ahead of somebody because he was intriguing before this combine. He was intriguing after the fucking season. So I personally saw Will throw some passes that showed off his cannon. Now, you want to see him throw 90 yards? I honestly don't think me as a receiver want to run fucking 90 yards. I don't think me as a coach want to see a quarterback throw 90 yards, which would never fucking happen in an NFL game. No, how long it takes a damn receiver to run 60 yards down the field?
Don't tell Cordell Stewart that.
Cordell Stewart on a damn, okay, all right.
Randall Cunningham.
When you saw Randall Cunningham throw 90 yards in a game?
On the scramble against, what is it, the Saints?
Dude, you understand what 90 yards mean? That means you would have thrown from the 10-yard line to the end zone?
I said had the ability to throw a 90.
Oh, we all know Will can throw 80 yards.
Randall threw that bitch 80. Cordell threw that bitch like 80.
No, he ain't throw from the other side.
20. Yes, he did. Against that, what was it against? Michigan?
It wasn't from the, okay. Here's them. We know Will can throw 80 yards. He's shown it.
Where my man Jay Hayes at? What Jay Hayes say?
Oh, now you're Jay Hayes. Now you're Jay Hayes fan.
About it, you're not gonna show it. That's my whole point.
Okay.
That's like that dude telling the girl, "Hey, girl, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna tear that thing. I'm gonna do it." Then you get in there and you keep on chunk. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, man. I understand what you're saying. Here's the other thing. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna get off of this. And I'm just asking, see that y'all don't get this anywhere else, y'all.
No, you're not.
I'm not hating on Will, but these are the questions being asked behind the scene. If you're not a UK fan, these questions are welcome. Van, I'm going to ask you this. Scangarello has said many a times that I wish we had made better pre-snap observations, gotten the right play. So if your whole thing is canon, and the NFL knows, man, we can bring Joe Lee Dunn. I wish you would have played against Joe Lee Dunn's defense. You don't know where it's coming from, when it's coming.
Hey, that Mississippi State defense is similar. He had trouble.
Yeah, and so that's my thing. So the cannon, how tough he is, all that goes out the window when people know they can put 9 in the line and then bail the hell out and run people all kinds of places. Can Will decipher that?
Time out. And this is the fucked up thing why I hate the NCAA and how they don't take care of our players with technology. You know how it can help? Because the damn quarterback or OC is in your head. Hey, Will, the play is XY 356 slant. combo, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Will, if they come with 2 high safeties and you see number 12 come down, you know what they're going to do. Hey, if they come, he's in your fucking ear until I think it's 15 seconds on the clock. You got a coach who's fucking talking to you and giving you all the shit that you need before you snap the ball. That's the advantage he's going to have in the NFL. That's the advantage a lot of these rookie has, is that the OC can fucking talk to you in your ear for over half of the play clock.
But before we move along, I'm going to ask you this. And this is how we're going to end this. And we just giving y'all good, man. We giving y'all stuff that everybody else is asking. I hope Will does great. And I hope he's the next best quarterback ever to play at Kentucky behind Tim Couch. I want to ask you, man, man. Dang it. I just forgot my question. It was about, I don't know. I can't remember my question at this point. You were talking about they're calling the plays.
Uh-huh.
Him knowing what the plays are supposed to be. Oh, so honestly, with him, other people throwing, Stetson throwing, Stroud, everybody throwing pretty good balls, just like Will. So, okay, his whole thing was he got this, who was it? Jones or not Jones, Josh Allen arm that's what we need. What about, I forgot my damn question again. What about how much weight do they put on? He said the bench at Penn State for 2-3 years. I don't know. I think 3 years. Oh, so he's 2. So he didn't take a red shirt.
Because
I think he said the bench 3 years.
Because Will could have came back last year.
But that was COVID that he could have came back for. I think he doesn't bench 3 years.
I think
I could never figure that out because the way they was describing it, it sounded like he was a red shirt senior and had a COVID year.
I think he could have had 2 years. Now, let me see. I can tell you. He only played 4.
Okay, so he said.
So in essence, damn, Anthony, think about it. He ain't gonna red shirt. You can't start 2 years and then red shirt. But he had another year.
No, I'm saying the first year he sat at Penn State would have been a red shirt.
No,
the second year he didn't hardly play. So then he would have been on his sophomore year when he got here. Is what I was.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me see when Will Levis came out of high school. Will Levis came out 2018. Nah, he didn't sit. He was in that 2018 class.
That numbers don't add up. Wouldn't 2018 be his first college season?
Yeah, you
19 would be his second.
No, you're right. So he redshirt in 2018. Yeah.
Okay. So he said 3 years at Penn State. Listen, y'all. I am not against Will. Please believe that, because Van can tell you in the beginning I wasn't against Will, but I couldn't believe our covers were that bare. Where y'all gonna bring a guy off the streets and just make him the starter, and Will made me a believer. I just want Will
definitely redshirt,
because these are questions they gonna ask your ass. This is a question they gonna ask your ass. You set the 3 years
redshirt, Anthony.
You had one good year at Kentucky, and a mediocre year maybe at Kentucky.
Yeah.
So you had one good year out of 5 years, and y'all talking about what Anthony Richardson can't do. And he had the same year Anthony Richardson had the last year.
Hold on, Anthony. Here's the thing, and this is the bad part about it. Is that Will missed 2 games this year, and numbers were almost identical to last year. He didn't have a bad year. Our team had a bad year. Statistically,
wait a minute. Hold on. I don't think if we lose that Ole Miss game, I don't think we feeling the same type of way. What was the game we lost? Oh, he ain't play against Vandy. My bad. I'll be back. He ain't play against Vandy. You right.
No, he played against South Carolina.
He ain't play against Vandy. Dude, you beat Vandy before?
Huh?
You beat Vandy before? Will lost to Vandy.
Oh, Anthony, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, dude. Don't make me.
It wasn't because of you. It wasn't because of you.
Hold on. Don't make me look bad on our show. I beat Vandy one fucking time. in 4 years. So
you and Will the same.
Don't make me look bad. Don't make me look bad, man. You did that shit on purpose. You teed it up, so I had to say that shit. Will, here's the thing, and this is what I fucking hate about people who don't look at the totality. Like everybody's so fucking happy. Just like you are not a Will hater, I'm not a Liam Cohen hater either, right? But I look at the totality of the year he was here. A lot of y'all were not happy with Liam Cohen. Do you not remember the Central Michigan game? Do you not remember the Florida game? Do you not remember some of them games before we got to LSU where y'all were like, hold up, this offense ain't doing shit, right? We started off hot against the mediocre team. Then we hit a fucking rough patch. And it was not looking good. Do we forget the Mississippi State game in Starkville where Will threw 3 fucking interceptions, right? Where we kept calling the same fucking play and he kept throwing picks? Do we conveniently forget about that? I said, you right, Chattanooga game. It was some shit in that season that was not very good. There was some games where Will Levis did nothing. But the great thing about it is we all remember the end of the season, right? We remember the Louisville game where he hurdled a guy and threw for a 3 touchdown. We remember the Vandy. We remember those games, right? But we tend to forget about the Florida, Chattanooga, them games at the beginning of the season. I don't. And all them people who love Liam Cohen, when I said on this show that I think Liam is having an issue with these damn hash marks. And lo and behold, when he went to Tennessee, went to the Tennessee Titans for season, he's like, oh, wow, these hash marks are different. I'm not saying that he ain't better than Scangarello, a play call. I'm not saying any of that. But all I want you to remember is he hit that offense during the middle of the season was not very good. So all this Will, this year, that look at the totality of the season and go through each fucking game before you start saying crazy shit.
We love Will here, man. I just want y'all to know that. Before we get out, and we're not doing a whole nother dang on 2-hour show.
You're right.
5 minutes, we out of here. We get guests on here, they act like they don't know how valuable our time is. So here we go. 5 minutes. And this is, I know we're going to lose a lot of listeners, man. Somebody might give me some answers. Somebody might give me some
shit.
Answers. It ain't even UK basketball. We're going to save that.
Okay.
Do you think Lamar Jackson is crazy? Or do you think the NFL is crazy? Do you think Lamar Jackson's out of his league? Or do you think the league is out of Lamar Jackson? Because somebody asked me these questions, and I was talking about running backs, and I said running backs, most of the running backs are, and I hopefully don't think it's a racial thing, but the dude was MVP. The dude can bring stuff to the table nobody else can bring to the table. I know he's asked for some outlandish stuff, but your boy Watson was coming off of some very bad things. And they gave this dude all kinds of guaranteed money. So Lamar done some, I don't think he's ignorant. Lamar has done some math, and he knows where his value is. And if you want to stick to your value, you can stick to your value till it gets you kicked out of the league.
Right.
And now, I don't know if you're on the collusion tip where people kind of feel like, oh, we ain't taking him. But I just don't understand how a guy can go from being that good to you're going to take what we give you and that's it. Like, I don't know. Like, it needs to be a players' league. And I'm going to say this for the next 14 months. NIL, the transfer portal was changing college sports. So why ain't it the same where the people are already getting paid lots of money?
All right. It is bullshit. Oh, shit, Kyle coming up with this. It is the ultimate disrespect. All right. And this is why I'm going to say it's the ultimate disrespect. All right. It's the ultimate disrespect because Baltimore never gave him tools to work with, ever. Name me 4 of the receivers that Lamar Jackson threw to. And out of them 4, tell me if any of those were a true number 1 receiver. They relied on his legs. And it's bullshit where he can't accurately throw. Fucking Josh Allen threw for 50% in college for his career. Threw for under 60%. So don't give me that shit. The guy whom you throwing to makes your job easier. And if you think he can't throw, go look at some of them games he played against us and then say he can't throw the ball well. Is he Patrick Mahomes? No, but damn, there's only one Patrick Mahomes. They never gave him the resources to be elite, ever. So now they're going to be cheap. And here's the deal. I don't have no problem with Baltimore. I have no problem with Baltimore at all. USM, okay. If me and you are working at Microsoft, if me and you working at GE, and the other company hired their manager and gave them this. The other company hired their manager and gave them this. I'm expecting I'm just as good as them to have a similar contract. So all this guaranteed money actually helps the team, because what the guaranteed money allows them to do is push that shit out 10 years down the road, where if they pay your salary, it's on the contract this year. It's on your cap this year. So the guaranteed money, they can prorate it off the length of your contract. So don't think it's the guaranteed money, because they was going to give you that money anyway. But what they do is allow them to say, we're going to give Anthony $100 million. We're going to pay him $10 million a year over the 10-year contract, instead of giving him $80 million now, and it counts toward the cap. So don't give me the guaranteed money, because that's what the NFL is going to, because that's what the players union is kind of forcing them to. Because NFL's always been that bullshit where the damn contract was toilet paper. So let's get off of that.
Well, you ain't addressed this yet, but in what you're saying, I was unaware that he only wanted 4 years and getting that guarantee.
Yes,
I was thinking give him 8 years, some 10, give him old Patrick Mahomes, give him 10 years, $50 million a year.
But Baltimore ain't gonna give up that kind of cash. See, that's the difference. If they will come up, it's kind of like the Dak Prescott when he was on his 4th-year contract. And we'll talk about it here. It's not about the money sometimes, about the length of contract. Because damn, Lamar Jackson, what, 25 years old? 26 years old, right? I want to get 2 contracts out of this, right? I don't want to get just one. I want to get 2 big money. That's what people forget. That's what Tom Brady did for the New England Patriots. They signed small contracts so he can re-up. He can re-up, renegotiate. But here's the deal. I am not. They do have guaranteed portion of the contract, Scott. I can guarantee up whatever. They can guarantee me X amount of dollars that I'm going to get it regardless. So they're not totally guaranteed contracts. NBA is fully guaranteed. NFL, you have a guaranteed portion of your contract. I don't have a problem with the Baltimore, because Baltimore has been known not to pay their players. This ain't new. My problem is with these teams who say we ain't gonna go after them, like Atlanta. I can't remember. That was like 6 teams says we're not
Raiders, Panthers,
Raiders,
Atlanta.
How the fuck can you not go after a known commodity? A known commodity.
If Al was down, Al would have went after him. Al like the speed.
How can me as Atlanta, who has Desmond Ridder as my next quarterback, how can I not go after him? That makes no sense. How can our Raiders, who have no quarterback on their team, they just lost Derek Carr, how can I, as the Raiders in fucking Vegas, not trying to get the most electric quarterback in the NFL. Can you imagine how he will fill up that new awesome stadium in Vegas? Right? It makes no fucking sense. Again, Baltimore has every right, but I'll tell you one thing. He's an MVP, right? And hasn't been in trouble, right? Deshaun Watson wasn't an MVP. Didn't take the Texans to the heights that Lamar took Baltimore. And like you said, he had issues. And Cleveland paid him money. Don't give me, oh, well, he messed it up. No, he didn't. Cleveland paid him that money. It ain't affect Daniel Jones making a $160 million contract, whatever he signed. It ain't affecting some of these other quarterbacks. Damn, Terry Cousins is horrible. He got his money. So don't give me that shit. Again, Baltimore is making a business decision that they have held on to for a long time. But I guarantee you, who's a quarterback? If Justin Herbert was on the table, I bet your team wouldn't be like, we ain't gonna go out of Justin Herbert. Nah, we just the Saints, the Atlanta Raiders, we ain't gonna go after him. Bullshit. This guy's a fucking MVP. He was an MVP when damn Mahomes and Josh Allen were quarterbacks. He wasn't an MVP when it was just somebody else. He was an MVP when Mahomes and Josh Allen was his competition. Bullshit.
All right, we're going to say this and we're going to ride up out of here. Somebody said this. Tell me if you feel any different about this. Somebody said the problem is his mother being his agent. And what my understanding of that is, listen, now, I ain't going to say what I was going to say. Listen, his mama sitting in the room, I guarantee she ain't doing numbers. Just like, Maverick and them for LeBron probably are now. But in the beginning, I think he has legal aid. His mama just sits in the meeting. And I don't know if Van went through this. When I first got my first agent, all they told me was the players they represent. Yep. And I'm like, what they got to do with me?
Right.
Like I caught for 1,500. Like I'm a receiver. Like the people you can't market. Then so it broke down to me later that they got to negotiate their contracts as well. So if they can say, hey, you take care of this one when I come back to you with Anthony White, we do this. So my thing was people like, man, his mother. And I'm like, man, first of all, don't disrespect nobody's mother. And I don't think don't think that's her arena is disrespectful. But I don't think you talking about motherfucker dealing with multi-millions, tens of millions of dollars, just have any old ignorant motherfucker representing them. I don't even care if it is your mama. Now, Derrick Rose, I don't know what the hell he had going on. But I'm saying what I understand is she's just in the meetings. They have a legal aid. She's just in the meeting and going back and telling Lamar. Because if there's no family member in there, because some family members can be bought in the meeting. If that's your mama and she hearing this, no, I don't think he wants it. Let me go talk to baby. They saying this.
Baby.
She ain't the one. She ain't the one pulling the trigger, but they saying his mama's messing it up. I don't think that's the case. My understanding is that she sits in on everything.
That's an
excuse.
She's
ears for him.
That's an excuse. That's to put that shit up. Listen to me. Y'all don't get it. First of all, when I came out, you didn't have, like, nowadays are different, where you got different people in your corner. When I came out, you just had an agent. There wasn't a PR staff. There wasn't a lawyer. There wasn't all these other things that you have as resources. Now, honestly, with the way back in the day, with the way the salaries were just open like the Wild Wild West, like Sam Bradford made a shit ton of money out being a #1 draft pick. Those days are over. You don't need an agent to get drafted because your numbers are slotted for you. It's already predetermined pretty much. So why I need an agent to go and negotiate a contract when I know when I'm the 5th pick, I'm probably going to make $2 million signing bonus, $800,000 a year. I don't need somebody to go and negotiate that anymore. And here's the deal. with Lamar being what he is, he got off his rookie contract. You know what else? I can go on Spotrac right now and see what Deshaun Watson contract look like. I can see what Patrick Mahomes contract look like. I can see what every top paid quarterback contract look like. All I want to do is be in that range. So I go to my team and say, you know what, guys, look, Patrick Mahomes is getting this amount a year. Daniel Jones getting this amount a year. I want to make somewhere in between. I'll say we can go between this and this amount a year. Are y'all okay with that? Over 4 years. Nah. I don't want that. Okay, we say, okay, how about we go 5 years? That's too much for us. All right, put the fucking tag on me, which is 30-some fucking $million a year. We act like that the franchise tag is pennies. The franchise tag is an average of the top 5 salaries in the league. It ain't pennies when Patrick Mahomes shook that shit through the roof. So it ain't. Even if he goes back to Baltimore, they're going to pay him more than if they just paid him the contract over 4 or 5 years. It makes no sense. Even for another team. Dude, you got a bona fide guy that can make an offensive line, a bad offensive line, look pretty damn good. He ain't been in any trouble. He's an MVP. Unless you are in that AFC North Division, unless you're a Cleveland, Pittsburgh, or Cincinnati fan, you can hate them because you already hate everybody in that division besides you. But everybody else, it makes no fucking sense.
All right. And people, that is it.
That's more than 5 minutes.
For this episode, the 9th episode of season 4. Before we go, quick one, listen, man, you act just as bad as the rest of the motherfuckers in media. I'm gonna ask you a simple question. You give me a yes or no. I don't need you embellishing. Not embellishing, elaborating. Does UK win the SEC championship tournament?
No.
Okay. Do they make it to the championship?
Yes.
Okay. Good. We said that. Because I had a lot to say about Cal. And we
Are you serious,
next show. Huh?
Did you hear? Scott said fully guaranteed? Ain't no contract fully guaranteed.
No, that's what he's wanting. He won 250. Look, did you not know that? Lamar's won 250 fully guaranteed. And that's why I was like, yeah, shit, if you split it 8 years, split it somewhere where you can get it. He said he wanted shit in 4. So I think he won like 45, something like that, 45, 40, whatever it is, 5. He won 250, 4 years.
I heard Lamar said all this contract stuff that y'all talking about is false.
Okay, it could be. But that's what the narrative is out on the street. Like he won 2+. It might have been 220. He won 2+, but he won 4 years. Because I was like, do like they did Mahomes, just stretch it out. Like 10 years, like 8 years or something. They said, no, his big thing, he want to come back to the table.
Is the Deshaun Watson contract fully guaranteed?
I thought it was. I thought the whole thing was.
No, it's not.
It ain't.
Hold on.
He got a large portion. You know what? I think he has the portion of it that he wants guaranteed. It was like 180, 175. And that's the other bad part about it. They're in the same conference. I think his whole thing is guaranteed, man. So everybody said it can't be done. It was done.
Yeah, no, it is. All of it's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
5 years, $230 million contract with Cincinnati, including a $44 million signing bonus, $230 guarantee, and an average annual salary of $46. Watson make $46 million while carrying cap hit of $50 and a debt. Yep.
So all Lamar wants is another 30 million, same contract, just give me 30 million due to inflation over a year. And that for all the reasons you named, why can't he get it? They about damn near the same age, ain't they?
All right. I ain't got no problem with it now. Because there's precedence.
All along.
There's precedence. That's precedence. Scott, no one said you were dumb. That's precedence.
Scott been on my team all night, man. So I know Scott.
If Deshaun Watson got 230 fully guaranteed over 5 years, right? Why can't Lamar, who is a MVP, get 200 million fully guaranteed?
No, I thought Lamar. What I heard was Lamar won 250 over 4. We just said 230 over 5. Lamar won 250 over 4. And you know what? And maybe that's where he's starting at, and he's gonna dwindle it down to 225 over 4. But all he's doing is going off what Deshaun is saying.
Yeah, and that's what you do. That to me is the easy part. There's a precedence. That's what everybody does. So the precedence of
go ahead.
It is all about when your contract comes up. Remember when Pippen had his contract? Pippen contract came up in X year. You got to go with what everybody making in X year. If Deshaun Watson signed that contract, yes, that is. Because you know why that is? It's because the teams
some of them teams need him,
who said off bat that I'm not in it. Okay, if Kansas City would say, you know what, guys, we out. Understandable. If Miami Dolphins said we out, I kind of understand. If I don't know.
I think part of this is what I'm understanding Van to say, and this is where I think what I just said. I think Lamar want to do some negotiating. I'm willing to. It's some wiggle room in that number. Like, let's talk. But for you to say we not talking to you,
right?
Something that ain't. Yeah, for you not to even sit at the table, it's something that don't ring right. Sense. It's something that don't ring right. You can sit at the table, like, I know you don't waste your time, but you call him an idiot if you saying, okay, you want 250 over 4, we not giving you that. Shit, he might possibly take 200 over 4. Or he might go up to 5 for 250.
Anthony, tell me something. Now I can see why teams are a little hesitant.
Because of how much time he missed?
No. Why in the fuck did Cleveland give him 230 million guaranteed when Kansas City only gave Patrick Mahomes 140?
I don't know.
Right? Look. They went from 140 with Patrick Mahomes. They skipped 200. They skipped 175. They skipped 215. They went to 230.
Well, maybe Patrick Mahomes should have went higher.
Well, Patrick Mahomes didn't want to go higher because Patrick Mahomes made that contract with the thought of, I want to win Super Bowls and I'm going to make money on Allstate and all the other advertisers. I can make up for that little pennies. I want to give the team enough cap room to continue my reign of winning.
And they just got rid of Eric Bieniemy, though. And they just got rid of Eric Bieniemy. Here's the thing. Here's the thing you and I both know. Patrick Mahomes making $50 million a year.
Yeah.
Another 4 years from now, halfway through that contract,
that
$50 million. He gonna be a Scottie Pippen situation.
No. What's gonna happen is they're gonna renegotiate that contract.
Well, that's what he's hoping for.
No, I'm looking at the contract. They will have to, because in 2027, his cap hit jumps from like right now it's like 40 million. It jumps to 60 million. So in 2026 season, they're probably going to renegotiate. Because in 2026 is 42 million, then the cap hit jumps to 60 the next year. He ain't gonna make that $60 million cap hit.
And if he win another 2 Super Bowls in that time, or go to 2,
or go to 2,
yeah, it's something we got to talk about.
Yeah.
All right,
dude, let's get up out of here. It's late for you, man.
And it is the conclusion of season 4, episode 9. Man, you get the real talk here, man. If you want it, you come here for it. We here for it. Please head on over to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. And I think they taking TikTok off because they think people spying on us. So if they do, forget TikTok. They might be spying on us because TikTok is everywhere. But like, subscribe, share, follow, bring a friend, put it on Twitter, or put it on YouTube on your TV, have your friends come over and watch. And then when you're watching, get on your phone and chat, chime in your stuff. Casizmo, Scott, Cat Fan, and Cobby Cobb, Jay Hayes, who's the dude who was at my neck all day trying to
Adam Bryant,
contradictory of everything. Adam. Yeah, the CC143, and it's everybody. I mean, y'all make the show roll, man. We come out the topics, man, but we like y'all input, man. So like, subscribe, share, follow, bring a friend along to watch, and we'll be back next Wednesday to talk about the Cats getting ready to go and make a run at the SEC championship. We out of here. Well, I think we just want to stay the rest of the night. I don't know. We hear y'all. No, okay. Just play. All right, we out of here. Peace.